Ever broke a tap? Today, we're talking about tap styles, what each one's for, and why choosing the wrong one causes most tapping problems. Because taps don't fail randomly. They fail because they weren't the right tool to begin with. Let's start with the main styles of taps. First up, hand taps. It's not a tricky name. They're for hand tapping. Do not try to power tap with these. Without reversing to break the chip, they will chip pack pretty fast. Next, spiral point taps. The workhorse. These push chips forward, which makes them ideal for through holes. They're strong, fast, and very stable when the chips have somewhere to go. If you use a spiral point tap in a blind hole, you're packing chips. Then there's spiral flute taps, the solution for blind holes. These pull chips up and out of the hole. But watch for freeloaders hanging on to the next hole. The A-tap from OSG solves this issue. No freeloaders. Spiral flute taps sacrifice a little bit of strength compared to spiral point taps, so setup, lubrication matter. But they save you from digging chips out of the bottom of the hole with a dental pick. Who hasn't been there? Now let's talk about form taps. These don't cut, they displace. That means no chips, stronger threads, and excellent tool life in the right materials. This matters most with form taps. They only run in ductile materials. So don't try form tapping iron or hard steel over 40 Rockwell. They also require a specific drill size for a given percent of thread. 65% is pretty much the standard. Make sure you use the right size drill. If you don't hit those requirements, it's going to go bad. Now let's talk about tap substrates, because not all taps are made from the same material. First is high-speed steel. High-speed steel taps are tough, economical, and forgiving. They're the workhorse for general purpose tapping. You typically see high-speed steel used in low-carbon steels, mild alloy steels, aluminum, and general job shop work. High-speed steel is going to run in steel between 15 and 50 surface feet, in aluminum and non-ferrous between 50 and 100 surface feet. They won't win any races, but they survive abuse better than most. Next is high-speed cobalt and high-speed vanadium. These taps add heat and wear resistance. This is a step up from standard high-speed steel. Common applications are stainless steel, harder alloys, higher torque materials. These taps will generally run in steel between 30 and 80 surface feet, stainless between 20 and 50 surface feet. Same toughness as high-speed steel, just better heat resistance. Now let's talk about powdered metal taps. This is what today's high-performance taps are, like the A-tap from OSG. Powdered metal sits between high-speed steel and carbide. They have very consistent grain structure, high wear resistance, better toughness than carbide. Powdered metal taps are excellent for production environments, abrasive materials, and applications where high-speed steel wears too fast, but carbide's too brittle. You'll often see powdered metal used when shops want longer life without jumping all the way to carbide. General speed guidance, steel from 80 to 120 surface feet, stainless from 15 to 45 surface feet. They're a great balance of durability and performance. Finally, carbide taps. Carbide offers the highest wear resistance and allows the highest cutting speeds. But that comes with a price. Carbide taps require rigid machines, they demand perfect alignment, and do not tolerate mistakes. They shine in high volume production, non-ferrous and hard or abrasive materials, and applications where tool life consistency matters more than toughness. If something goes wrong, carbide doesn't bend, it snaps. Here's the takeaway. High-speed steel gives you forgiveness. High-speed cobalt, high-speed vanadium adds heat resistance. Powdered metal delivers balanced performance and long life. Carbide gives maximum speed with no mercy. Match the substrate to the material, the machine, and the production goal, and tapping becomes predictable instead of stressful. And remember, these speeds are starting points, always fine-tuned based on torque, chip formation, and tool life using the manufacturer's data. Now on to coatings, because coatings matter more than most people think. Common tap coatings include steam oxide and TIN for general wear resistance, TICN for harder surfaces and lower friction, All-tin or All-Corona for high temperature applications, and uncoated or polished for aluminum and gummy materials. The right coating reduces friction, lowers torque, and dramatically improves tool life. And all that for chump change. Tap style controls chip flow. Substrate controls strength and durability. Coating controls heat and friction. Get all three right, and tapping becomes boring. Get one wrong, and you'll be calling me after the tap breaks. If you're not sure what tap style, substrate, or coating you should be running, call your local PT Solutions rep. We'll help you pick the right tool before the problem shows up. I want to give a big thanks to our friends at OSG for hosting us here at their state-of-the-art tech center and for providing some of the best threading tools on the planet. It's partners like these that help us continue to push our great industry forward. Please like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time on Performance Tooling Secrets.